Abdul Kalam Azad. I want to say India must stand up to the world because I believe unless India stand up to world, no one will respect us. We must strong, but not only as military power, but also as an economic power. Thank you.
Can you identify me on seeing my dress? Do you know who I am? I am Kalpana Chawla. I am an astronaut. I am first space woman of India. I am engineer also. I was born in 19 March 1962 in Karnal, Haryana. My schooling was done from Tengal Bal Niketan School in Haryana. My PhD was done from America. After that, I go to NASA in 1994 and I go to my first mission in 1997 and the mission was very successful. Thank you.
Can you guess who I am? Can you guess, identify my dress? Do you know who I am? I am C.V. Raman. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. He was popularly known as C.V. Raman. He was born on 7th November 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father's name was R. Chandrasekhar Iyer and his mother's name was Parvati Amma. Thank you and have a nice day.
A robot is an automatical machine which can do specific tasks with speed and precision.
I am Shraddha from Bannak. Here you can see this is a pyramid of animal food chain. The first and the lowest level contains producers, green plants. The plants or their products are consumed by the second level organisms. For example, zebra, giraffe, horse, etc. They eat the producers. At the third level, there are some secondary carnivores. For example, tiger, lion, there are some aquatic animals. For example, whale, shark, frog, etc. In these aquatic animals, there are some big fishes and small fishes. Big fish, at fifth level, there are some decomposers. Fungi are a group of living things including mold mushrooms. Yes, they eat organic material. For example, fallen trees and old fruits. They reproduce by spreading spores. Thank you.
Producers are organisms that can produce their own food. They usually include green plants. They trap energy from the sun and use it to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Plants make their own food in the presence of water, sunlight and carbon dioxide from the air. All other organisms depend on plants for their food. It means that plants are the main support of every food chain. Thank you.
Primary consumers are the animals that eat producers. Thus, they can be herbivores or omnivores. For example, zebra, giraffe, horse, cow, etc.
Secondary consumers. These are largely carnivorous that feed on primary consumers or herbivores. They are heterotrophs, specifically carnivorous and omnivorous. Carnivorous animals can eat only other animals, for example, lion, tiger, cheetah, etc. Omnivorous eat a combination of plants and animals, for example, bear, crow, chickens, etc. Carnivorous animals eat only flesh. Carnivorous animals found in a wide range of environment. Carnivorous animals have strong guarding teeth to chew bones and flesh. Carnivorous animals eat only flesh. For example, lion, tiger, etc. Thank you.
A very fresh morning to one and all present over here. Today we are presenting the model of acid rain. So basically, acid rain occurs when the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen coming from the smoke of factories get mixed with the rainwater in the cloud. The rainwater then gets converted into acids like sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These acids come down on the earth as acidic rain. This acidic rain harms the plants and animals as well as adversely affects the human life.
So here is one of the model of acid rain. So you can see here the land is damaged due to the acid rain. Here are two factories. One is sugar factory and one is textile factory. This both releases SO2 and NO2 in the air, which reacts with oxygen and harmful chemicals in the air and get turned into the acid. Then the water present in the cloud get mixed with this acid
and when the precipitation happens, the water which comes on the earth's surface is acidic in nature. So when precipitation takes place, the soil becomes acidic in nature, and the acid rain also absorbs nutrients and minerals from the soil, and the plants doesn't get sufficient nutrition to grow, and they all get destroyed.
SO2 and nitrogen oxide NO2 are emitted into the atmosphere and transported by wind and air currents. The SO2 and NO2 are to form sulfuric and nitric acid. This then mix with water and come down towards the earth.
The major sources of SO2 and NO2 are as follows. First, the burning fossil fuels generate electricity. 2/3 of SO2 and 1/4 of NO2 are released from the atmosphere by electric power generators. Vehicles and other heavy equipments also produce SO2 and NO2.
So what can we do to avoid the acid rain? We can do to avoid acid rain is we can stop pollution and save the human beings. Thank you.
Good morning, myself Tasmia Mujawa. Here I am going to tell you the satellite names, the launching date and its application. The first satellite to be launched was Kalpana 1. Its date was September 12, 2002. Its application was communication, climate and environment. And the latest satellite that launched was GS8031, that is also known as Geosynchronous Satellite System. It was launched on February 6, 2020, and its application was communication. Thank you.
Good morning, myself Mansa. I am here to tell advantages of satellite communication. First, the installments of circuits are easy. Second, the elasticity of the circuits are excellent. Third, with the help of satellite communication, every corner of the earth can be covered. Fourth, the user can control the network with the help of satellite communication. Thank you.
Myself Ketki. Now I am going to tell you what are the applications of satellite communication. The applications of satellite communications are television, telephone, radio broadcasting, radio amateur, military and disaster management. So this was our project of satellite communication. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Myself Ruchika Joshi. These are my teammates Karuna Vaishnav, and Pradnya Murli and Ananya Bankar. So today we are going to explain a software that is Stellarium. It is the most powerful software not only used by professional astronomers and astrophysicists, it is also used by school students and teachers to understand and explain simple and complex concepts. By using it, we can demonstrate the phenomena such as phases of Moon, phases of Venus and tilt of Saturn's ring, and also we can explain the GRS of Jupiter, that is Great Red Spot on Jupiter. And it was firstly discovered by the German astronomer Small Heinrich Schwab. So let's go. Now we are going to demonstrate the phenomena of analemma. It is a phenomena. It was like we can see the sun forms figure of 8 through the sky, and it is formed due to tilted axis of earth.
Everyone, our project name is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is a simple process or technology used to conserve rainwater by collecting, storage, conveying and purifying rainwater that runs off from rooftops, parks, open grounds, etc. for later use.
This process involves collection and storage of rainwater. A tank is placed on the rooftop for collection of rainwater. Further, this collected water flows into the filtration tank. Then the filtered clean water is stored into storage tank or wells.
This process of rainwater harvesting reduces wastage of water several folds and contributes in water management and collection. The advantages of rainwater harvesting are: first, cost effective; second, promotes water conservation; third, this technology is relatively simple and easy to install and operate; fourth, it is an excellent source of water for landscape irrigation without chemicals, dissolved salts and free from minerals. Rainwater harvesting is a very old system dated back to 2000 BC, used in Mesopotamia, China and modern day Israel.
Good morning one and all, myself Janvi Aman Khandelwal from Samveda. with my teammates Rajnandani Arekar, Anvai Pujari and Asin Bhagwan. We are going to demonstrate about dialysis. What is exactly dialysis? Kidneys play a vital role in purifying the blood and separating out the waste products and excess fluid from the body. When they fail to perform their functions, the body becomes full of toxins and releases and leads to health issues. When this blood is not purified, it can cause many things like tiredness, weakness, nausea, etc. Now I request Rajnandani Arekar to continue.
Now I am going to show you the working model of dialysis. So I am going to guide you about the working model of hemodialysis. So deoxygenated blood from renal artery goes to pumper. Pumper pumps the deoxygenated blood and for easily getting pass through dialyzer. Dialyzer gets separated in pure dialysis and used dialysis. Pure dialysis is transferred to vein and it is circulated in the all body parts. Thank you.
What the waste products of a body is not removed from the blood, it causes swelling, itching, nausea, life-threatening complications, tiredness, weakness, etc.
Now I am going to tell you the points to be remembered. First, blood pressure. It is of the range of 80 to 120. Second, duration of dialysis. It is of 3 to 4 sessions in a week of 3 to 4 hours. Third, at a time how much blood can be taken. We can take 500 ml of blood at a time. Thank you. These are my teammates.
Myself Vidita Vijwani.
Myself Madhura Desai.
Myself Ekta Dadich. We are from Atharvit. Our model name is Sustainable Development Energy. This is eco-friendly. Sustainable energy can be defined as development of obtaining and exploring the energy sector. Wind energy. Wind energy is a form of renewable energy that harnesses the power of wind to convert turbine motion of blades pushed by moving air and convert it into heat, electricity. Solar panel. A panel is designed to absorb the sun rays and as a source of energy and to generate electricity on heating. Tidal energy. Tidal energy is harnessed by converting tides into useful forms of power, mainly to generate electricity.
So Madhura, I have few questions. Will you answer it? First, what is the need of sustainability?
Sustainability is important as it preserves our planet and it protects the natural resources like water and air. Building sustainability is important as it protects the wildlife of plants and animals. So Vidita, tell me, what are the features of sustainability energy?
This means that sustainability energy is a power which will exist till the human life exists on the earth, and also it will not cause any damage to our environment.
So the last question is, which is the country having the best sustainable energy?
Iceland is the country with the best sustainable energy because 86% of its energy comes from the natural renewable source.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today our project theme is organic farming. As we all eat food and our basic need is food. This food is provided by our farmers. Farmer do farming and there are two types of farming, organic and inorganic. In olden days for farming, farmers used natural things like manure, cow dung, pure soil, etc. They were not harmful for us. They were not using things like chemical fertilizers. Yes, she is right that olden days farming was too pure and organic. But nowadays farmers use chemicals and fertilizers for cultivation of crops, but these are harmful and inorganic substances.
Yes, inorganic crops and grains are bad for our health. And do you know, in olden days farmers grow crops in 6 to 7 months, but nowadays farmers grow crops in 1 to 2 months. So try to eat organic, be organic and stay organic.
There are two types of organic farming, pure organic farming and integrated organic farming.
Their techniques are crop rotation, green manure, biological pest control and compost.
Their methods are soil management, weed management, crop diversity and controlling other organisms.
In organic farming, there are some advantages and some disadvantages. Advantages are high nutrition, health and better taste and improve human health. Disadvantages are organic food is very expensive and time consuming.
Thank you. Good morning. We are the students of Shraddha Olympiad School from Samveda House. We are studying in 3rd and 4th standard. Today we are going to explain soil profile project, that is formation of soil. The soil is found in layers which are arranged during the formation of soil. These layers called horizons. Observed by their color or size of particles. The main layers of soil are topsoil, subsoil and the parent rocks. Today I am going to tell you about the horizons or bedrock. Horizons or bedrock. Bedrock is also known as parent rock and it lies just below the subsoil. This layer contains no organic matter and made up of stones and rocks, so it is very hard layer. This layer represents a transition zone between the earth and horizon A and B.
Today I am going to explain you about horizon B or subsoil. This is horizon B or subsoil. Just below the topsoil lies another layer called horizon B or subsoil. It is comparatively harder and compact than topsoil. It is lighter in color than the topsoil because there is less humus in this layer. This layer is less organic but rich in mineral brought down from the topsoil. This layer is less organic but rich in mineral. It contains metal salts, especially iron oxide, in large proportion.
Today I am going to explain about topsoil or horizon A. This layer is also called as humus layer, which is rich in organic material. This layer consists of decomposed material and organic matter. In this layer, the seeds germinate and roots of plants grow. The humus makes the topsoil soft and porous to hold enough air and water. Many living organisms like earthworm, millipedes, centipedes, bacteria, fungi are found in this layer of soil. Soil conservation is an important because soil aspects for many human life as it provides food by agriculture, helps to decompose the biodegradable waste into nutrients. For making of the useful soil, there are many hours of decades we have to spend.
Good morning everyone. We are students of 3rd and 4th students. Our project name is Sources of Water. This is model of sources of water. Water is important for life. All living things depend on water for their survival. Life cannot exist on earth without water. About 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. Thank you. Water is needed for drinking household. Household needs like to bath, feeding plants, dish cleaning, etc., industries, agriculture, etc. Most of the earth is covered by water. There are 3 sources of water. They are rainwater, groundwater and surface water. Rainwater. It is a major source of water from rain. Groundwater. It is a source of water that is under the land surface. It is accessible by wells, tube wells and hand pumps. Surface water. This type of source is found on the surface of the earth like lake, pond, river, etc. Rainfall spills all the water bodies, so it is considered as main sources of water. Water comes from many sources like river, pond, lake, ocean are example of various sources of water. The water we find in river, lake, ocean are surface water. Surface water is used for agriculture. Seawater covers most of the earth's surface. It is not drinkable at all due to salty. Ocean hold about 96.5% of all the earth's water. How does water come to our house? When the pipe leads to water tower, the water is pumped to the top. Then gravity will transport the water to houses and factories will be added to ensure that it is still clean when it comes through to our taps. Water is also found under the ground. Rainwater is also a source of groundwater. Natural sources of water. Natural sources of water are those which can found on earth naturally. These sources cannot be constructed by the humans. Man-made sources. Man-made sources of water are those artificial sources which can be constructed by the humans. Reservoir, wells, tube wells, hand pump, tap, canal, tanks. In modern days, humans are using more groundwater. Most of the villages are using groundwater like wells, tube wells and bore wells. These are dig to get groundwater.
Water is a precious resource. We must take care of our water sources to keep them clean and safe. We need to reduce the water wastage and pollution. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today we are presenting the layers of atmosphere, including the air that we breathe. Atmosphere might be invisible, but there is a lots of going in there. It has different layers like the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. The troposphere, it is the first layer of the atmosphere. It is also the layer on which we all live in. It stands from the Earth's surface to about 12.5 miles in the sky. Our weather is formed in this sphere. Water evaporates from land and becomes snow or rain. The vapor contributes to the greenhouse effect.
We see life on Earth without the atmosphere. Oxygen and carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere are vital for living things. The stratosphere, it is the second layer. The layer above troposphere is called the stratosphere. Stratosphere spans from the tropopause to about 31 miles up, containing about 20% of the Earth as the ozone layer is found in, which protects us from harmful rays from the sun.
I am going to explain you about the mesosphere and the thermosphere. The atmosphere protects us from harmful solar radiation. All the weather phenomena is seen due to the atmosphere. The mesosphere. The next layer above the stratosphere is called the mesosphere. It extends from the stratosphere to approximately 58 miles high. It is the coldest layer of atmosphere, about minus 130 degrees Fahrenheit near the top. The thermosphere. The thermosphere is a layer of Earth's atmosphere that is directly below the exosphere and above the mesosphere. It extends from about 90 kilometers to between 500 and 1000 kilometers above the Earth's surface, about minus 4500 degrees Fahrenheit, sparest height near the top.
I am going to explain you about the exosphere. The exosphere is uppermost region of the Earth atmosphere and has no clear upper boundary, since it gradually fades into outer space. The exosphere includes the uppermost region of the Earth atmosphere and as it gradually fades into vacuum of space. Thank you.
Very warm and cheerful morning to one and all. My name is Manoj Kumar Aitade. We are standing here to explain the working model of heart. The motto to preparing this model is to aware the people about heart attack, to tell the symptoms and precaution of heart attack, and how the blood circulates in our body.
Now I would like to explain the structure of heart. Heart is a pea-sized muscular organ made up of cardiac. The heart is one of the most important organs which pumps the blood and supplies to all parts of the body. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. They are atriums and ventricles. The auricles, which are the atriums, are also called as the receiving chambers of heart, whereas the ventricles are called the receiving chambers of heart.
Now I would like to explain about the circulation of the blood in our heart. From the other parts of body except lungs, the deoxygenated blood comes and goes into the vena cava, which is the main vein, and from the vena cava it transfers to the right atrium. From the right atrium it goes into the right ventricle with the help of a valve named tricuspid valve. And valves prevent the black flow of blood. From the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood goes to the pulmonary artery with the help of pulmonary valve. And the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs, and with the help of alveoli, the deoxygenated blood gets transfused into oxygenated blood, and the oxygenated blood goes into the pulmonary veins, and from the pulmonary veins it goes into the left atrium, and from the left atrium it goes into the left ventricle with the help of a valve named bicuspid or mitral valve. And after the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood goes into the aorta with the help of a valve named aortic valve. From the aorta and the sub-arteries, the oxygenated blood is transferred to other parts of body, and this helps in the working of our body.
In our India, heart patient has been increasing due to smoking, alcoholism, lack of physical exercise, obesity, diabetes, stress, anger, etc. Heart disease and heart attack are treated by some treatments like angioplasty, bypass surgery, open heart surgery, installation of stents, installation of pacemakers, etc.
Now, I would like to tell you some symptoms of the heart attack. Heart attack is the most prominent symptom. Heart attack also known as myocardial infarction. There are some symptoms of the heart attack. Heaviness, pain in the chest, arm or below the breastbone, heartburns, cold sweat, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, shortness of breath, abnormal heartbeat. Heart disease describes a range of conditions that affect the heart. Heart disease include blood vessels disease, such as coronary artery disease, heart valve disease, heart muscle disease, heart problems, valvular
irregular heartbeats, some prevention of the heart attack or heart disease, eat healthy food, you take proper medicines, take proper balanced diet, give up smoking, reduce alcohol consumption. Thank you.
Keep your heart healthy and strong.
Fine good morning to one and all present over here. Honorable Shri R. Tambe Sir, Director Shri Akshay Tambe Sir, teachers and all my dears. Today on 28th February, first of all I would wish you Happy Science Day. At our past times, many of the scientists had done a great discoveries on this day and something made for us. So once again, and Happy Science Day. Me, Shraddha from Standard 8C, and let me introduce my team workers who had helped me for making this project. Shreya Almar from Standard 8th D, Lisha Parak from Standard 7C, and Shraddha Pujari from Standard 7th A. Our project name is Wastewater Treatment Plant, which is also known as sewage or domestic wastewater treatment plant. Do you know what is meant by sewage? Sewage is just a waste coming from our house, offices, industries and many other medias. It also contains the rainwater flow down on the streets at the time of heavy rains or storms. Sewage is just a liquid waste. Most of it contains the rainwater, suspended particles, impurities, organic manures and many other things. So, let me tell you more about this by giving examples. Organic nutrients such as human waste, animal waste, food, vegetable waste, pesticides, weedicides, etc. etc. Inorganic nutrients such as phosphates, nitrates, nitrogenics, and the nutrients such as phosphorus, nitrogen. Bacteria such as Vibrio cholerae and Entamoeba histolica, which causes cholera and dysentery, etc. This was all about the sewage. Now let me call upon Shreya.
Do you know about sewage treatment? Now I will tell you about sewage treatment. The process removing pollutants and causing the disease microbes which is causing due to wastewater. This wastewater is reused. This is called sewage treatment. The one of the most important treatment is the municipal services. Treatment in a wastewater treatment plant, sewage treatment plant are used in day-to-day life. The microbes present in wastewater are harmful. Thank you.
Do you know how this process takes place? In this wastewater treatment plant, 5 different types of components are used. First, big pebbles, small pebbles, coal, sand and cotton. These components have different functions in wastewater treatment plant. First, pebbles. Pebbles are divided into 2 types, big pebbles and small pebbles. Big pebbles. In this experiment, big pebbles act as the bar screens. Gravel is usually at the first part of the filter media stack. Untreated water enters the filter. Its purpose is to disperse flow evenly through main filter media. The pebbles serve as an finer, further removing smaller impurities and particles. Now small pebbles. In this experiment, the small pebbles act as a grit and sand removal tank. Small pebbles filter out the different types of pollutants and the particles. Now I will call to Shraddha to tell the further processes.
Next compartment is sand. Sand filtration is primarily used in the removal of suspended matter. Advantages of a sand removal. First, various floating particles can be removed. Second, ammonia can be removed. Third, reduction of protozoan and bacteria. Then fourth, effective removal and long lifetime. Then charcoal. Charcoal improves water clarity, diminishes and in-plant odors. It removes toxins from the water without stripping the water. It improves water clarity, diminishes and unplanned odors. It removes toxins from the water without stripping the water of salt and important minerals. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. We are here for the demonstration of Pascal's law. So do you know who was Pascal? Let me introduce the great personality Blaise Pascal. He was a French philosopher, mathematician, physicist, theologist, scientist and inventor. His contribution in different fields of science are very important in our today's life. So let us know what does the Pascal law states.
Pascal law is a principle in a fluid mechanics given. Pascal states that the pressure change at any point in a confined incompressible fluid is transmitted throughout the fluid such that the same change occurs everywhere.
Do you know the meaning of this law? Let me tell you. The meaning of this law is when the pressure is exerted to given cross-sectional area, then the pressure is equally distributed throughout the fluid.
Do you know you use your Pascal law in your everyday life? Let me give you an example. When a car is running at the speed of 120 km per hour, we need to stop it with the help of internal pressure, but it is not possible with the external pressure. So internal pressure is nothing but the hydraulic brake system. which has a very small cross-sectional area. When we apply force on it, the pressure is equally distributed throughout the tires of the vehicle, which makes the vehicle stop.
Do you think that life is possible without Pascal's law? No. If the Pascal's law was not given to the world, then we were unable to stop the vehicles by applying very small pressure. It also helps in lifting heavy loads. Life would be very difficult without Pascal's law. We can also calculate the pressure with the help of mathematical formula, that is F1 by A1 is equal to F2 by A2. Here F2 is the force we need to apply with respect to F1, A1 and A2.
Applications of Pascal's law are hydraulic machines such as hydraulic brakes, hydraulic lifts and hydraulic jacks. So here we are with the working model of hydraulic lift, which is based on the principle of Pascal's law. As you can see here, when we apply a small amount of force, then the pressure is equally distributed throughout the fluid and we can easily lift the heavy vehicles.
Thank you. Wishing you a very happy Science Day.
Good morning. I am Vedika Vishal Pote. We are from Yajurveda house. You will see here many types of models, but our model is unique one. We are made a project of afforestation and deforestation.
I am Disha Tutla from class 5th. We humans are dependent on the environment. We have been alerting the environment to meet our needs. But with the passing time, the population of the humans is increasing. So our demands are also increasing. We are cutting more and more trees to meet our needs. In this way, we are doing the deforestation. Animals are dying because of deforestation. Some major pollution such as acid rain, air pollution, global warming, etc. is happening. Now, and we will explain you about afforestation.
In afforestation, we should plant more and more trees. Afforestation is beneficial to our environment. The main reason for afforestation is to control carbon footprint and to ensure a sustainable life. We made a river for animals that can drink water from here and leave. Now, Shri will explain you about deforestation.
In deforestation, people cut more and more trees. Deforestation has a direct effect on environment. Deforestation is result to industrialization and globalization. We should stop the deforestation for saving our Mother Earth. Thank you.
My name is Andra Sunil Patil. I am from Greenhouse. We make a project of solar power energy. It is working model. It is when the solar light directly come into solar panel get charge the battery, and afterwards when night will come, then bulbs will glow. That phenomenon also act in the celestial body, example like satellites, and that project is environmentfully project because that project not emit the various chemical gases. Then hence the ozone layer also protect from that experiment, and this experiment is discovered by Nicholas Copernicus, and that is a good experiment. And I request to all our peoples to that solar house situated in all our country. Thank you. That is the benefits of that project.
Good morning everyone. We boys from class 5th and 6th are presenting over here our irrigation project. So what is irrigation?
Irrigation, it is the process of application of water to the crop through the artificial channels. Modern methods of irrigation. First, drip irrigation. In a drip irrigation, the pipes with the holes are used to water the crop, thus minimizing wastage of water. Advantages of this methods are: first, soil water conservation; second, avoid soil erosion, and etc. Thank you.
Second, sprinkler irrigation. In sprinkler irrigation, water is thrown directly on the plants. In sprinkler irrigation method, the things are involved like pipes, valves, sprinklers, and the advantages are reduced soil waste.
Irrigation is water and nutrient delivery system for growing plants. It delivers water and nutrients to the plant's root zone at right amount and at right time. So each plant gets what it needs when it needs it, so plants can grow optimum.
Good morning. This is the project of sprinkle irrigation. Sprinkle irrigation includes a sprinkler and a pipe. Because of the water pressure, the sprinklers get sprinkled, and one sprinkle can sprinkle water up to 15 to 20 feet. It is helpful for big farms because 5 of them can even control all the water consumption. Because of this, the soil erosion and the soil problems also decrease. Thank you.
This is our project Water Purification by the Blue House team from 5th and 6th standard. This is our water purification model. First, there are 4 stages of water purification. First, there is a pebbles. Second, pebbles throw the water and push the water downside from the pipe to the second stone, and it also do same work as the pebbles do. The white crystal absorbs dirts, and cotton also absorbs dust, and we will get here pure water in our collection tank. From that pipe, we can use the water for agriculture, drinking purpose, washing purpose, etc. There are 3 types of water purification. First, desaltation. In that, the salty water is converted into fresh water on a large scale and removing mineral in it. It consumes a lot of big infrastructure and consumes a lot of energy. Second is solar cells. These solar cells work on the principle of sunlight. The sun rays fall on the water and water evaporate and salt remain in that. There is a top floor transparent cover that absorbs water vapors and convert it into water droplets. Reverse osmosis.
Water is essential for all living things. 60% of water is present in our body. Most of the pure water is supplied in the household.
Good morning. We are the students of Samveda House studying in 3rd and 4th standard. Today we are going to explain Ocean Habitat project. This is our project.
This is our project Ocean Habitat. I am introduce our project Ocean Habitat. An ocean habitat found in any sea or ocean. These salty water are homes to many creatures and plants. The ocean habitat all joined together is the largest habitat on the earth, covering about 70% of the surface of our planet.
The land upside sea habitats. It is also called as marine habitats. Marine habitats divided into 2 parts. First, coastal habitats. Second, open ocean habitats. Coastal habitats are found in the areas that extend from as far as the tides come seen on the shoreline. Examples of coastal habitats are catfish, crabs, whales. Open ocean habitats. Open ocean habitats are found in the area that in the deep sea, beyond the edge of the continental shelf. Examples of open ocean habitats are jellyfishes, crabs, fishes, worms and fishes, mycetes and ostracods.
Deep sea. The deep sea is the lowest layer of the ocean and is home to the most hostile conditions on earth. There is no light, the pressure is extreme, but still not enough to stop life. There are 2 types of deep sea organisms, benthic and pelagic. Benthic organisms are those that spend most of their lives on the ocean floor. Some benthic organisms like lobsters and crabs can freely move around the ocean floor. Others like anemones attach themselves to the ocean floor. Examples of benthic organisms in the deep sea include yeti crabs, giant worms and black corals.
Pelagic organisms are those that spend their lives in the water itself. Pelagic fish actually swim in the water column or they like zoo and found when they float around. Some examples of pelagic organisms in deep sea includes whale, giant squid and lanternfish.
Thank you for visiting our project.
We all are from greenhouse. So now I am going to explain you water cycle. Water cycle contains 3 phases: evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So now let's talk about each phase of water cycle. So in this project we can see water bodies. It can be ocean, sea, river, a pond, lake, anything. This is a land area, this is a farm and this is a forest where there are mountains and rivers. This is a sky, this is a sun and these are clouds. So now I am going to explain the water cycle. So due to the heat of a sun, water in the water body gets evaporated and changes into water vapor. This process is called evaporation. And this water vapor condenses and changes back into liquid form and form clouds. This process is called condensation. And this type of tiny droplets makes the cloud so heavy that cannot hold it anymore and make them rain in the form of rain or snow. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today I am going to explain about evaporation. Here the water in the water bodies again gets evaporated and then evaporation takes place. Then condensation, then again precipitation. Thank you. Here I am going to explain about precipitation. When the clouds are heavy and cannot hold it more, they start raining. This process is known as precipitation. Water flows back into the rivers. Rivers flows into the water bodies like ocean, sea, pond, etc. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rajnan Tejaspati from Standard 3rd B. So here the whole process goes on and on. This process shows the continuous movement. The water within the earth and atmosphere. It is a complex system that includes many different processes like evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Thank you. What is global warming? Cindy was enjoying a warm day at the zoo with her father. While they were walking, Cindy and her dad stopped at the polar bear exhibit. Cindy started to read the sign about polar bears and their habitat, or where a polar bear lived. She noticed a word that she had not seen before, global warming. She asked her dad what global warming means. Global warming is a process that causes average temperature on Earth to warm up or increase. So why is the Earth getting warmer? Well, that is a great question. But first, let's look at how we stay warm. What causes global warming? So why is the Earth getting hotter? Well, some scientists fight over the reason, but most scientists think this changes things. The majority of global warming comes from human activities. Human activities are things that humans do, such as driving in a car or using machines to make something. There are many human activities that contribute to global warming by increasing gases released into the atmosphere.
Electric or solar vehicles can also be used to reduce the effect of global warming. We should plant more trees and plants to make the effect of global warming less. Trees give us oxygen and they use carbon dioxide to make their food. Through this, they clean the environment. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. This is our project, Flood Detection System. We are the students from Athaveda House from class 700. Our project is Flood Detection System. The system basically consists of a water level sensors, microcontrollers and alarm. The sensors are strategically placed to measure continuous water level. The data collected by sensors are sent to the microcontroller.
Good morning, sir. Today I am going to explain advantages of flood detection system. It is the best solution for flood warning. It is easy to install and maintain it. It is suitable for different conditions and environment. Then can we detect other systems such as SMS alert, warning sensor. Then applications of flood detection system. Agricultural field, residential area, urban area. Thank you.
Now the question arises that what are the benefits of flood detection system? Flood monitoring system offer various data and insights about our water level, velocity, rainfalls and etc. It helps to timely warnings and immediate action. It helps authorities, communities and organizations to take informed decisions about this flood and other circumstances. And it also helps significantly to reduce the loss of life of human property and life. Thank you.
Purpose of flood detection system. Flood controller structure lessens the harm to the physical infrastructure and ensure the continuation of community, economic and social activity. But flood detection system do not eliminate the risk completely. So here is our project. When here is one village area and nearby village area one river is flowing. When the water level of river rises, then the sensor activates, and when sensor activates, the alarm rings, and then it gives message to the village, and the villagers get warned by the upcoming calamity. So villagers can move to a safe place. Thank you, sir.
Our project is what we can see is our eyes. Our project is based on the eyes. Light from a source like sun falls on the object, and the object reflects the light in all possible directions. This reflected light reaches our eyes, and our eyes pass the signal to the brain, and the brain impulses reach the signal, as you can see here, and the brain receives the signal from the eyes, and hence we can see the object.
Retina. Retina is present behind the eyes, which is a light-layered sensitive tissue. It converts the image into electric signals which are passed to the brain through this optical nerve. Optical nerve over here is the extension of central nervous system, which includes the brain and the spine. The image is converted into electric impulse by the optical nerves and sent to the brain. This is all about our working of eyes.
Good morning, sir. Our project is based on biogas, means turning of kitchen waste into useful products. Biogas is mainly 55 to 60% of carbon and methane. Methane is a very cheap fuel and can be used for burning. In village areas, mainly people domesticate cattle, cows, buffaloes, and they get cow dung and kitchen waste. We can use it for making biogas. The byproducts of biogas can be used as manure in the field. It is eco-friendly and we can use it again and again. It's renewable. Many of the countries have started doing it.
For this, we have taken this jar and this bottle. Inside this jar, we have add kitchen waste and some amount of cow dung. After keeping this 1 week, the decomposition process starts with the help of microorganisms. You can see the droplets. This means that anaerobic respiration is started. After this, the CO2 is formed with the help of decomposition and comes from this pipe and up to this regulator. After opening this regulator, the CO2 goes inside this bottle. Inside this bottle, water is present, that is H2O. When carbon dioxide reacts with H2O, forms CH4, and from this CH4 comes to this pipe. After opening this, the CH4 is formed and after ignition it fires. We can use it for cooking purpose and making electricity, etc.
This is our second jar. It contains dung slurry made up of cow dung and water. In this jar, it is a reaction CH3 COOH gives CH4 and CO2 and it is evolved. After the CH3, that is methane, is cleaned from this pipe to the regulator. After opening this regulator, the methane gas comes out from this pipe and after ignition, we can use it for taking the light or cooking.
Methane is in a form of natural gas which is also used in various kinds of factories such as fabric mills, paper mills and food processing industries. As being very cheap fuel, it is also used in many villages as a cooking gas. Methane is also used for the production of the electricity. As being small hydrocarbons, the proportion of CO2 released in the combustion of methane is very less and thus it is called as domestic fuel. It is also used for the production of the organic compounds like acetylene, ethanol, methyl chloride and methylene chloride. Thank you.
Let me show you how it works. This is a compressed methane gas and this is a lighter. When we ignite this, we can use it. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. This is the working model of the nuclear power plant. So I introduced you this nuclear power plant. Nuclear power comes from the fission of nuclear. Due to the nuclear power comes from the nuclear fission. Nuclear power reactors use heat which is produced during the atomic fission to boil water and produce vaporized steam. This vaporized steam is passed through the turbine to produce electricity.
The element like uranium-235 is bombarded with the help of a neutron, which then produces two different elements like calcium-121 and barium-141. Large amount of heat is released and which helps to turbine to rotate, and the heat energy is converted into electrical energy.
Advantages of this nuclear power plant is, first, it is low carbon energy source. Second, it has a very small carbon footprint as compared to other alternative fossil fuels. Third, it is key to combating climatic change and reaching net zero. Fourth, as it is safe and reliable, it produces more power.
Therefore, there are 410 nuclear power plant working model in 36 countries all over the world, and 52 new nuclear power reactors under construction, and the 10% of the total electricity of the whole world is generated by the nuclear power plant. Thank you.
So now I will explain how the electricity is produced by nuclear power plant. First, the water in the reservoir is passed to the contaminant building in which nuclear fission takes place in reactors and water is boiled, and that pressurized steam is passed to the steam turbine. That steam turbine rotates with the help of pressurized steam, and due to its rotation, electricity is produced. That electricity is passed to all city, and the extra steam is again passed to the condenser, and which converts into liquid, and it is passed to the reservoir. Thank you.
Advantages of this project are: it is possible in remote areas, it is an eco-friendly project, no grid connection is required, no electricity bills to be paid, and no fuels are required, therefore no pollution is caused. At last, it is a durable project and requires minimum maintenance. Thank you.
Key messages or key points of this project are: first, SPIs, that are solar power irrigating system, are first reduce GHG emission, that is greenhouse gases, and enable low emission irrigation development. Second, SPIs, solar power irrigation system, enable us to provide irrigation in remote areas and also help in reducing the costing of irrigation. Third, SPIs should be interested into strong and regulatory framework which will contribute to water conservation. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, this is our project Chandrayaan 3. It is consist of a lander module, a propulsion module and a rover with an objective to develop the science related to interplanetary science experiments. And the main objective to complete the mission of Chandrayaan 3 is to land safely on the surface of lunar surface. Second, take experience or information to complete the situ experiments of scientific way of science.
These are two thrusters. The thrusters give thrust to the rocket, and the rocket gets up, and after going out of the atmosphere, the thrusters get discharged from the rocket, and after that middle part of the rocket gets starts and it revolves around the moon. After completion of fuel in that module, it gets discharged, and that lander module gets land on the moon and rover come out.
Now let me show the working of the Chandrayaan 3 project. Thank you. Good afternoon everyone. I am Rituraj from 8C. We are from Ayurveda House. This is a dynamo. A dynamo is a type of electricity generator. It is used to create the direct conducting current with the help of commutator. A dynamo follows the law of electromagnetism to create the direct conducting current or electric power from the rotation of the coil.
Was made under the principle of electromagnetic induction. This model was made by Michael Faraday. So how does it work?
In the simplest term possible, as a rider rides the bicycle, the back wheel starts moving. Along with the back wheel, the motor connected nearby also starts moving. This motor generates electricity. Then electricity is transformed from wires to power a light bulb or an electric devices. This generator transforms mechanical energy from pedaling to electrical energy. A typical bike generates power up to 100 watts. So let me show you how our model works. After pedaling, mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Thank you.